Today for my persuasive video, I hope to encourage you to all become organ donors. Did you know that there are over 112,000 people in the United States alone that are currently waiting for a life-saving organ donation? Every 10 minutes, someone is added to this list, making it the largest list in the world. 22 people die each and every day waiting for their organ, and 82% of that list is just waiting for a kidney. A kidney transplant is unique because it's the only live donation, which only means that you can be alive and you don't have to wait to pass to donate your organs. Recently, a family friend of mine, she found out her cousin needed a kidney transplant, and she went and she got tested and found out she was a match, and she is now under the process of preparation of giving her cousin a kidney. And kidneys are unique too because you have two of them, so you won't be losing anything by donating your kidney. You'll only be saving a life. And since the kidney is of highest need and it is the most available, you would think it would kind of balance out our donor list, yet we're still at such a loss. Only 3 in 1,000 people who die are actually able to give their organs. However, there are 10 million people on the United States donor list. So when you have those kinds of odds, you're automatically cutting your chances by half of being able to be an organ donor, which is why it's so important to just check that little box at the DMV when you're getting your driver's license at 16. I know that's not really something that 16-year-olds are concerned about or really give much thought to, but by being an organ donor and by telling people that you are willing to give your body after you have passed to save up to a potential 50 lives is something that each of us can do. There are, like I said before, scientists and experts say that one person, by donating your organs and your tissue, can save up to 50 lives, which, if you think about it, is just crazy. Wouldn't you want to know that you were able to save a little boy or a mom or just anyone for that matter? And being able to save up to 50 is just mind-blowing to me. There are several different things you can donate. You can donate your skin. You can donate your bone marrow. You can even donate the corneas in your eye. And then when we get into organs, you can donate your kidneys, of course, your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your intestines, and your lungs. So really, you can donate everything. And you can leave your body to help so many lives. However, going back to the list, there are so many people on the list already, but there are a lot of requirements as well that you have to meet in order to be an organ donor. So that also kind of puts a decrease on that 100 million that are on the list already. You have to be in good health. You have to be above the age of 18. You have to have a body mass index of less than 35. You can have no blood pressure history in your family, no problems, which is very common in the United States, sadly. You can't have diabetes, no history of cancer. You cannot have tested positive for HIV or AIDS, and also hepatitis, and you can have no infectious or organ diseases. However, there's a lot of question on after you die how the process begins. You have to be pronounced brain dead in order to be an organ donor, and no organ is taken until every life-saving measure has gone about and they have done everything they can to save your life. However, when you're pronounced brain dead, you have to be on a ventilator to keep oxygen flow to your organs. If you go a certain amount of time without oxygen to your organs are no longer viable for donation. With that, also in the United States, it is illegal to put priority over organs. So those are kind of the two most common questions: is how does it go about? Do they do everything they can for me before they donate my body, basically? And then, is there priority over the list? In the U.S., it's illegal to put priority over anyone in the list. Social status, race, wealth, religion. I'm sorry, Olivia was crying and I got sidetracked. And no, so let's say number one on the list for a kidney transplant is doing better at the moment than number two. It doesn't matter because number one needed that kidney first. So there's no health seriousness that is placed before the other. Which you can think about that in any kind of way. You can take that as a positive or a negative. But sometimes it's only 2 seconds that differentiates number one from number two. And so it is a waiting game, and you have to be fair. But I really appreciate the way the United States has the organ donation set out. The UNO is the organization. It is the thing for organ donations, and they are the ones who make the list, maintain their standards, and really just keep it in line and make sure that there are no one is placed before the other. Selling your organs is also a big time felony in the United States. So you want to really just appreciate the process and understand the process before you make these big decisions. Because being an organ donor, really, it's not affecting you at all through your life. It's not something you think about all the time and worry, like, oh my goodness. It's not a negative, and it's most definitely a positive. If you can live your life in a healthy way and knowing that at the end of it that you could possibly save up to 50 lives with just your one body, it's almost a no-brainer to me. But back to the list, I just wanted to hit a few more keynotes. Okay, top questions. Do they give you all resources they have to save your life? Yes, they do. They make sure that they have extended every measure possible to make sure that you are no longer recoverable, which sounds kind of tough, but that's just how science is. After you have passed away, it takes up to 12 to 13 hours for the UNO to set up a transplant, get your organ, and get it to the person that you get to donate to. There is strict policy in the United States, no priority, illegal to sell. They really just have the highest class of organ donation in the world. And it's just important to remember just the numbers. There's 112,000 people on the list right now, and 22 die each day. However, so many more get added each day. It's a never-ending negative that people just forget about and they don't remember. There's 2,144 in Louisiana alone that are waiting for a life-saving organ. Just while you go through life and you know you're an organ donor, it's almost like I want to be able to donate to 50 people. So I don't want to smoke. I don't want to be in poor health. I don't want to have blood pressure issues. I know sometimes that's hereditary, but sometimes it's also just how you live your lifestyle. It's a motive for me to have a healthy and positive lifestyle, to know that someday maybe I can influence and save a little girl, or save a mom, or save a dad, or, I have chills just thinking about it. It's almost a no-brainer, guys. I hope that this video has given you a few facts, and I hope that maybe now you're persuaded to go to the DMV, change that little check mark, put a heart at the end of your license, and be an organ donor.